Hi everyone, welcome back to the CH Wine Tasting Room. This is Chris Lafleur, your sommelier at large, and we're here to taste lot 924 right now. This is the Dry Creek Valley, Sonoma County, Petite Sirah. So Petite Sirah is not Syrah, and Syrah, of course, being Shiraz. We've got a lot of different names around being tossed around here, but most of them are not related. So for instance, Petite Sirah is actually a combination of Syrah and Peloursin, which is made by a botanist, Francois Durif, in the 1880s. Shortly afterwards, it was brought over to America and renamed by Mr. McIver, who was importing it in, and he called it Petite Sirah, I believe because it is similar to Syrah in some ways, but typically the berries are smaller and we get a much darker color out of this wine. But before we can really talk about what to expect with color and flavor and anything like that, we actually have to look at it and smell it. So if you'll join me on this adventure, let's engage in this Petite Sirah. This is also from Dry Creek Valley. This is from Sonoma, but towards the north, so near Rockpile, Alexander Valley. Some very cool spots that are known for a fairly warm climate in Sonoma that can make grapes that take a longer ripening turn out very well. So let's have a look. As you can see, this is quite a dark wine. I've smelled and tasted a couple of wines today, and this is the darkest by far. This is completely opaque. I can't see my hand through it. It's not just ruby, it's purple, straight purple. And even the edges, while they still show a little bit like pink towards the very, very edge, it's almost completely dominated by purple. So the skin contact here has very aggressively dominated this wine. And when we look at it again by turning the glass, you can even see that the glass is being stained by just how dark that color is. So this is a pretty cool start. Usually wines that have this depth of character have interesting noses as well, but let's confirm with ourselves. So on the nose, right off the bat, the first hit that I get is kind of like purple popsicle. Like it's very deep in color. And to break that down, so we're not just stuck in that character, we've got some blackberry here, black currant, very concentrated, also a note of wet stone, and some deep, deep plum. It's really expressive and effusive. And it has also a slight note of like dark pepper, kind of reminiscent of charcuterie, but not quite so intense. So very similar to Syrah, you can see its parentage here. Let's go ahead and taste it, and we can also see how much it stains my teeth purple. Wow. Okay, it's a pretty intense wine. Oh, my Lanta. My mouth is watering aggressively. The acidity on this wine is dialed up. I can also feel the tannins like coating my palate. It feels a little rough and very dry. But the core of the fruit is still that intense like purple fruit, purple popsicle kind of flavor. Lots of blackberry, black currant, and it finishes all the way. It carries the fruit all the way down. A really expressive wine. It feels very intense. What do you do with a wine like this? I mean, first off, you enjoy it because the feeling that I get out of this is overwhelmingly positive, despite how intense it is. I think it's one you could definitely have on its own, as long as you have some snacks that are strong enough to handle this wine nearby, like dark chocolate or even like a chocolate-covered coffee beans, things like that. I would also say though, the best use of this is to put it with a big barbecue. So ribs with barbecue sauce, lots of smoked meat, some brisket, anything really saucy. This is the wine for this. And with something like this, where do you even fit it in your cellar? Well, I think that where it's drinking right now, it feels kind of young, but it feels like it's tasting the way it's supposed to. Fresh, powerful, deep. But with this concentration of fruit and this level of acidity, I also think that this wine would benefit from a little bit of time to lie down. So maybe leave one bottle on your counter, maybe near your wine rack, and then leave another one somewhere in the dark to lie down for 6 months. It's December 2023 right now, and so in the summer, or maybe if you can get it to the next winter, it's gonna be singing even more. Where the notes here are standing out kind of boldly, you'll find they ameliorate well over time. So with a wine like this, once you go to the website and proceed to click yes on this and take a chance on Petite Sirah, make sure you click it a couple times so you can put one on the kitchen counter and one in your cellar, in the basement, or your darkest closet, what have you. With that, I'm going to enjoy this wine and I will see you at the next glass.